All right, it's time to find out what's going on in the world of music and entertainment with your crap on celebrities. But first, I do want to recognize St. Louis lost somebody in the radio world, a good dude, Brian McKenna, over the weekend. Brian and Jeff hosted a talk show before Jeff joined this show, and Brian was a good dude.
That's what I hear.
And always, when I saw him, always, very cheery and had some very kind words to say about our program. And he was a good dude, and he beat an aggressive form of melanoma a couple years ago. And it was very sad to hear that news. So thoughts go out to, Brian's family. I think he was like one of 10.
Yeah, and he died. He got hit by a car.
Got hit by a car.
It's terrible.
Walking across the street out in front of his house. So, yeah, was sad to hear that.
Yeah.
Story over the weekend.
For sure.
All right, Lauren, what do you got?
We're going to start with this. Godsmack started their European tour on Saturday night in Bulgaria. Fans saw a very different lineup on stage, though, and there's a St. Louisan on stage with Godsmack now. So drummer Shannon Larkin, guitarist Tony Rombola were missing, and in their place were Evanescence drummer Will Hunt and St. Louis's guitarist Sam Bam Colton, who's been on the road with all sorts of bands like Faster Pussycat and Dorothy. This kid is great. I think he's from like Granite City or like somewhere around there. But he's awesome. I've interviewed Sam a couple of times on Keishi. And
what's his name?
Sam Bam Colton.
Sam Bam?
Yeah, people call him Bam because his name's
cool.
Sam. But he's excellent, and I'm so happy for him. He's just adding so much more to his resume of rock, so congratulations to him. But when asked, Sully Erna appeared on a radio station in Bulgaria on Friday. He was asked about how the band was doing. He says, I can tell you that there's definitely been some changes that have happened over the last few months. They're changes that we're not sure will be permanent or temporary, but everybody is in good health and in really good spirits. So when he went on to explain why Larkin and Rombola aren't on this tour, Sully says, I don't know if I feel safe enough talking about it yet because I don't want to give people the wrong impression. Right now, we're at a stage where we're trying to figure out exactly what's happening.
Care to comment, Moon?
No, man.
All right.
Everybody's just doing their thing, dude. I'm happy everybody's working.
Okay. Kiss are plotting a return to the stage only 2 years after their farewell tour.
You got to be kidding me with this.
I know.
This is BS.
This is BS.
I mean, this is a disservice to your fans.
Absolutely it is. Because remember, the New York City last show was crazy expensive.
It was on pay-per-view.
It was New Year's Eve, right?
I don't know if
Madison
it wasn't New Year's Eve. It was, remember they had the AI guys,
Oh, yeah, which was supposed to take over for them now that they were farewelling.
So the Kiss farewell tour goes around the world with people buying tickets, very expensive tickets, in the hopes of seeing their heroes for the last time.
Yes.
And now this. Now this.
So fans on the band's email list receive a notice that the group is going to perform an unmasked show as part of the Kiss Army Storms Vegas at the Virgin Hotel in Vegas, which is going to run November 14th through the 16th. And the event is to celebrate the fan club's 50th anniversary. So the last time they performed was December 2nd at Madison Square Garden. And the announcement of this one-off show without makeup isn't that surprising because Gene Simmons repeatedly called the New York City show the final Kiss in makeup appearance, and his post-career tour
Kiss in makeup
is off to a rocky start. He has postponed 17 dates on his spring solo tour until next year. So I don't know if things were going so well for Gene.
We didn't say it was the last Kiss show. It was the last Kiss show in makeup.
Come on. Kiss fans know the ride that they're on.
What a wild one.
You know the ride. This is what you want. This is what you love.
Cool.
Well, guys, that isn't the only comeback of the rock world. So Dave Grohl is playing drums on Jack Black's new song, I Feel Alive. It's from the soundtrack of Minecraft movie, so you can check that out on YouTube. And David Lee Roth, who already added one show, he's doing the M3 Rock Festival in Columbia, Maryland. He added another show. Guys, we could get a little tour from David Lee Roth. Now he's going to play the Mountain Winery in Saratoga, California on September 12th. So May 3rd, September 12th, they're pretty spaced out, but hey, get a little wind that people in St. Louis want to see his ass, maybe he'll come here. We don't know.
Bring your swords.
Bring everything. Your katan.
Bring your swords and your silk shirts.
He also, speaking of silk shirts, he has a new song called Alligator Pants. I don't know if you want to look it up. I didn't get to listen to it. I didn't even get to.
Wait, you haven't heard this?
No, I haven't heard it. Might be laced with Might be riddled with F-bombs. Prepare yourselves. It's called Alligator Pants.
We need
Does he have
something to
that
talk
in-
about in the meeting. Let's go.
Does he have that stuff in any of his other songs? Doesn't
What's
seem
that?
like that kind of guy.
What do you mean?
F-bombs and stuff.
Nah, he's not really.
But he's been doing some one-off, like, weird stuff on Instagram where he's cussing. Like, he's, like, doing
Yeah.
spoken word where he's, like,
But not in
F you.
songs. He seems like a...
Yeah.
That seems like an era where they just don't do
Okay,
that.
here is David. Okay, I'm gonna.
Here we
and,
go.
and you know what? I
Here
appreciate
we go.
Alligator Pants.
Here we go. David Lee Roth, Alligator Pants. So far, love it.
Love it.
Little guy at Chernobyl. Those pants, nobody was spared. Alkalogic was making me hopeful. She was going places, I was already there. Frame of mind to walk around in when you got nowhere to go.
Is he sitting down?
They speak body language. They'll hear the shouting and they'll know. Alligator pants is what I heard.
Does he sound like
Pants did all the
he's sitting
talking.
down recording?
Chick never said a word.
Alligator Pants. I like it.
All right.
A little
damn.
organ. Threw a
Funky
little organ
organ.
in there.
Ba-da-ba.
Do you not like it? Are you not entertained?
I am entertained, yes.
Hey, sounds
No,
good.
you're not. You guys are just...
I don't love it. I mean, I'm not going
I
to...
mean, it's not Panama.
No, it's not.
You're not gonna listen again.
Listen,
Probably not.
when Van Halen
Hey,
put
play
out...
Hagar's new tune.
Oh,
Yeah.
got him, Rafe.
No, well,
What?
Dave's out there. At least Dave's making. He sounds all right,
Sam
man.
Hagar just did a worldwide tour, sold out across,
but it was
7
all Van
continents.
Halen material.
Yeah, he did play Antarctica. But
Well-
David Lee Roth just put out a song called Alligator Pants.
It's very exciting, and I hope he comes through St. Louis. I don't know. I'm just putting it out there into the universe. So let's make it happen, somebody. After being one of the last living members of Grateful Dead, Bob Weir isn't fighting mortality. In fact, he's 77 years old, recently interviewed by Rolling Stone, says, "Every day things change. I'll say this. I look forward to dying. I tend to think of death as the last and best reward of a life well lived. That's it. I've still got a lot on my plate, so I won't be going anywhere for a while." And he spoke about the deaths of his bandmates Phil Lesh and Jerry Garcia, lamenting that Phil made it to his 80s, Jerry didn't, and there was a lot that Jerry had to offer that he didn't get to offer. So kind of an interesting thing. Billy Ray Cyrus, speaking of new music, just released a new song called Ask, and people are upset. So Riz, if you wouldn't mind, new Billy Ray Cyrus, this is featuring Ben Burgess and Brandon Manley, called Ask.
You said people are upset about this?
People aren't happy that this is a thing. They just don't like it. It's not that great.
Okay.
Let's ruin everybody's day.
If you're lost, just ask. You know the future ain't fast. Buckle up and hit the gas. Won't get there looking back. So if you're lost, just ask.
Oh gosh. Well,
It's taking a turn for the better.
Dreams don't come through the front door frequently, but this one did for me.
Well, isn't this
Mitigating
interesting?
circumstances,
Backing to back, Billy Ray Cyrus and this. And if you're using your brain, you would prefer the Billy Ray Cyrus one.
No.
Come on, that was at
Billy
least,
Ray Cyrus, Everlast already filed a lawsuit.
Right.
at least there was more substance
I was
there.
like, is Everlast making
No,
a
you know,
comeback?
that sounded like the Sopranos theme.
Right.
Woke up
But
this
using your
morning.
guys' logic, at least he's out there. He's doing something. He's making something. He's doing something. I think that guy's pretty lost and has some issues.
Billy Ray?
And I
Yeah.
hope, I wish him well. Well, both of them. well,
They should
never
go
mind.
on
Both of
tour
these
together.
guys.
I'm going to say
Wait,
I'm
wait.
not going to put Billy Ray Cyrus and Van Halen in their heyday in the same category.
We're not talking about their heyday. We're talking about
We're talking
today,
about
and
right
they're
now.
both the
I know,
same
but
guy
you say
doing
that-
the
you
same
say that
thing.
using our logic, he's out there making stuff, and I'm like, yeah,
I'd go to the
he
crazy
doesn't have
tour.
a big enough catalog to stop.
I mean, I'm down.
The only guy that stopped was Hagar.
He did. He knew when. Maybe he knew when.
Sometimes less is more.
I'll give him that.
All right. In TV news, last Friday was the season finale for Severance, and luckily it's been renewed for a third season. We all watched it. We won't give any spoilers, but whew, it was good.
Right? Did you love it?
I had Moon and I had a similar. There was one small little hiccup, but overall, still an A.
I asked Moon because I heard you guys talking about it, what that hiccup was, and yeah, that was the cheeseball moment of the show.
A little bit.
Not cheese, not cheese in general, but cheese for that show.
They didn't need it.
Also, my
Didn't need
animal-loving heart was, I'm just going to say happy. That's all I'm going to say. My animal-loving heart
Scott,
was
did you
happy.
watch it?
Nope, I have not.
I will tell you, it's a moment of, what's it called, Moon? Deus Ex Machina.
Deus Ex Machina.
I
Yeah,
don't
God.
like, when I watch a show, I like for there to be,
All
this
surprises.
happens, therefore this happens. And it means like there's a point in the story where like an act of God or a coincidence takes place that changes the story. And they didn't need it. But other than that, but it was a very small thing.
One
And,
tiny thing. Is this the first
one
time in the
tiny thing.
entire series that something has been
First
predictable?
time I've ever felt that way, yeah. That it was a little predictable, and I was like, okay.
But just
It was
one
great.
tiny
Yeah,
little
over
part.
in a
tiny.
flash.
Very,
Over
very
in a
tiny.
flash.
Tiny little part.
Ben Stiller's done a great job.
Still an
Very
A plus.
forgivable.
A plus.
A
Yes.
plus.
Okay.
Yes,
Loved it.
agreed.
But did it take everybody out? Like, you guys all sound really
What?
shocked by it.
No, well, it was just shocking because it was a predictable moment in the most unpredictable show of the last decade.
Yeah.
Okay.
One moment.
One small moment.
And speaking of that, Severance, first premiered in 2022, has become the most watched series on Apple TV Plus, and the second season was named by Consequence as one as the most anticipated TV shows of 2025, and so
Yeah.
it's getting a third season, which is
Yeah, and
exciting.
it's one of these shows that across all demos, across all ages and political affiliations and genders, everybody loves the show.
Even my son is watching it, and his only issue is he has a real issue with Adam Scott.
Really?
He's like, I just don't get this actor, man. He's like, they could have got somebody better. I was like, I don't think so, man.
Yeah,
He's
man,
good.
it's-
This dude is nailing this role.
You know what's wild is that, did you tell me this, or maybe we talked about it on the air? That started as a comedy, as a like an office
Oh,
work.
yeah,
Dark
The
comedy.
reason they got Adam Scott was like Parks and Rec and all that was like it was intended to be. Did we talk about this?
Yeah,
on
I
the
said
air?
it because
Okay.
he was interviewed by the Smartless guys, and he said that it was because of his Parks and Rec history that they pitched it to him because they thought it would go into a dark comedy place, and then they decided to make it more serious,
Yeah,
which is really great.
I thought he was excellent in this last episode.
Me too.
When he, playing two different people, I think he's great in the show.
Me too. All of them. And at the end, you are super emotional and super pissed.
I was kind of happy with how it went. I'm gonna be honest with you. I was like,
we were screaming
yeah.
at the television.
Yeah, us too. Conan O'Brien, congratulations to him. He received the Mark Twain Prize for American Humor at the John F. Kennedy Memorial Center for the Performing Arts in Washington, D.C. on Sunday night. The 61-year-old was celebrated by his peers, including Adam Sandler, Will Ferrell, Stephen Colbert, among others. And O'Brien, hinting at U.S. politics, said during the ceremony, first and foremost, Twain hated bullies. He punched up, not down, and he deeply, deeply empathized with the weak. So we will be seeing that on Netflix at a later date. Chet Hanks, who you guys haven't been watching the Kate Hudson basketball
did.
show on Netflix. Have you been
did.
watching
What's
it?
it called?
It's called Running Point, which it's cute. It's campy.
Right.
Chet Hanks is in it and plays
Is that
one of the
the Justin
basketball
Theroux?
players. Yeah.
Okay.
He's great in it. Chet Hanks recently emphasized the importance of sobriety in his life, stating, if I wasn't sober, none of these opportunities would even be possible. He also advised that anybody considering getting sober to take action. He says, if you think you might have a problem, then you do have a problem. And he highlighted the need to distance oneself from friends associated with drinking or substance use, stating, you got to cut off the whole group of friends. He says, as a father to a daughter, Chet Hanks finds it more manageable, noting with a girl, you just got to be super sweet. It's really that easy. And he also expressed excitement about the renewal for the Netflix show Running Point. And he's good. He plays this big a-hole basketball player.
Yeah, he plays Chet Hanks.
He plays Chet Hanks.
But he's good in it. He was good in Shameless too, and he kind of played a douche character in that show. I'm like, he's found his
You
niche.
got it, man.
He's good. He doesn't look like he's ever played basketball before, though.
No.
I will say that. One of the basketball
Looks like an
scenes,
MMA fighter or something.
the basketball scenes were clunky, but I liked it. I thought it was like it has a Ted Lasso vibe, but maybe not as positive. Like there's some little darker humor, but
Right.
it's good.
I like it. Snow White is off to an underwhelming start at the box office. Disney's live-action remake of the 1937 classic, starring Rachel Ziegler as Snow White and Gal Gadot as Evil Queen, opened to a disappointing $43 million domestically.
Didn't get great reviews either.
I didn't even know it was coming out. Like we didn't cover it on Friday. Like it completely just under the radar. Congratulations to Jake Paul and Jutta Leardom. They are engaged. And so they met on Instagram in late 2022 and just went public in 2023. And now they are off to the wedding races. And finally, we talk about a lot of sequels that just don't need to happen, right? Like some movies are just best left at being one and done because it's so great. And Ralph Macchio says that he had been in talks with writers about a possible sequel to My Cousin Vinny.
Oh.
And I don't know how I feel about this.
I don't know where they'd go with that.
So Macchio played Bill, a college student wrongly accused of murder and defended by Joe Pesci's Vinny Gambini in the 1992
sack
comedy.
Of suds.
And so when asked if Joe Pesci would be involved, because you almost need that component to a sequel.
He's Vinny.
Macchio said he could FaceTime it in here if being on set shooting would be too strenuous for the 82-year-old. And I'm going, what?
No.
Absolutely
Ralph, you're not going to carry the movie, buddy.
Yeah.
I know that Cobra Kai's big right now, but you're not going to carry the My Cousin Vinny sequel.
Marissa Tomei would be great to come back.
You need her, and you need
her.
Vincent Vincent LaGuardia Gambini.
There you go. So they better not. If everybody's not involved, we don't want it. And that is your crap on celebrities.
Celebrities celebrating a birthday today. Keisha Castle Hughes, that's Obara Sand on Game of Thrones. Also, FBI agent Hannah Gibson on FBI Most Wanted is 35. Finn Jones, Loras Tyrell from Game of Thrones is 37. Lake Bell is 46. That's Poison Ivy on Harley Quinn. I like that name, Lake. It's kind of cool.
It's cool.
Jessica Chastain is 48. Peyton Manning, 49. Allison Hannigan, How I Met Your Mother, Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and, of course, American Pie, One Time at Band Camp Girl is 51. Jim Parsons is 52. Laura Flynn Boyle. I haven't heard from her in a while. She's
the stage 5 clinger. No, she's from Wayne's World.
Yeah, she's Stacy.
Stacy. Stage 5 clingers from what movie is that? Wedding Crashers.
She was on The Practice, and wasn't she involved with Jack Nicholson or something?
That was his girlfriend.
Yeah, 55. Maceo from De La Soul is 55. Remember their biggest hits?
De La Soul.
Me, Myself, and I.
Oh, yeah.
I remember the Wizard of Oz music video from De La Soul.
They did a collab with the Gorillas on Feel Good Inc. and got a Grammy for it. The Undertaker is 60. Star Jones is 63. Kelly LeBrock, the virtual dream girl Lisa in Weird Science, is 65. Nina, 99 Luftballons, which is near and dear to my heart, obviously, is 65. Robert Carradine from Revenge of the Nerds, seriously injured in a car accident in 2015, is 71. Donna Pescow, that's Annette in Saturday Night Fever, is 71. And Tommy Hilfiger himself is 74 years old.
All right, today's porno birthday, which being brought to you by Patricia's, where fun and fantasy meet, is Laura Lyon. And today's birthday girl's been in 295 fine films, including 69 pairs of battling boobs. She was in Ass Maniacs, Baby's Got Rack, Big Mouthfuls 4, what? Black Pipe Layers 2, Learn's Favorite, Gooey Buns 7.
It's great.
Off the Rack 4, and who could forget her role in 2009's World Class Whores 3. Laura Lyon is 42 years old. That's your porno birthday. Those are your crappy birthdays, and that was your crap on celebrities.